Hi, I'm Christina Heffernan. So I just showed you how you could make an assignment, and we assigned number 1 through 4 from a lesson in 6th grade. So now what we're going to do is look at the report. But in order to understand the report, let's understand what the student did. So I'm going to move over to my student Google account, and this is the student stream. And here's that assignment, number 1 through 4. So the student clicks on the link to go to the lesson in the tutor and sees the problems. So let's do a variety of answer types. So let's get the first problem. We'll get it wrong on the first try, and then we'll get it right. Notice there's partial credit over here. I went down to 67%. And then we'll get it right on the second try. So I submit it. So I'm at 67% and I have a green X. Let's go to the next problem. This problem is how many 1/4 teaspoon doses are in 7/8 teaspoons of medicine? I happen to know the answer is 3 1/2. So in this example, let's get the problem right on the very first try. So we'll click submit and it says correct, it's green, and over in the left on my panel, I can see a green check. We'll go to the next one. How many 2/3 cup servings are in 4 cups containers of food? Now let's say again, the student tries and tries, or even just gives up, or maybe you have a student who through the whole assignment says, I'm not doing my math tonight, and just clicks show answer. And so that they see the answer, they can type it in and just copy it. But the kid they might make that choice, but you as the teacher can now monitor that they did that. And you can know, you can say, they have to come and talk to the student. You can see that and monitor, and the student can see it as well by the red X and that yellow background. The red X with the yellow background says you had to look at the answer in order to move on. So let's look at the final one. This one, you have to write a division story, and that cannot be graded by our system. And so the student is going to write their story, and then that's going to show up in the report. We're going to submit that answer, go to the next problem, and that was the last problem. We only selected 1 through 4. And the students must click exit. If you have students who say that they did the problem set, but it doesn't mark as done, that's because they didn't click exit. So it's really important that they do that. And then they get to this page, they can see their report, they can see how well they did, and their assignment gets marked as done. So back over to your spot. You have your assignment in your stream, and here's your link. Your link goes to the report, and we can click on report and see what we have here. So we're going to scroll down. What's on this report? We see the students. Student 1 has not done the assignment. Student 8 has, and has a 56% average. The first problem, you can hover over it and see what it was. So that's a handy way while you're reviewing it. If you want to take this report and share it with your students, you can click on the Anonymize button. And when you click Anonymize, you still have your report, but the students' names are gone. Now, we only have 2 students, but they switched orders. It scrambles. So the students don't know where they are and who's which student because of the order, say alphabetical order. So the Anonymize button allows us to now look at these grades with our students. And so you can hover over the problem and remember what the problem is. The second row is very much liked by teachers because it has the common wrong answers. So if you do have more, I don't have enough students here, but if you have 30 students who have done the problem and at least 3 of them have said the same exact wrong answer, that will show up here. And you don't have to do any calculating, you don't have to scan down, but it gives you something really possibly very interesting to talk about with the class. So going along, the first problem was partial credit, and that's it's done for the first 3 chances, so you can get marked down a third each time. This problem they got right, so it's 100%, and there's a green check. The answer that was typed in, well, this was the correct answer. You see that in this row is the correct answer, And in this one, they typed in 3.5. Here, the correct answer is 15. What we show in the box is the first answer that the student makes. In this third one, once again, as I've said before, the yellow background. And the yellow background means the student saw the answer. Now, what I notice in reports is you might see a column of yellow, and that's telling you you had a problem that was particularly difficult. If you see a row of yellow, then you have a student that had a particular difficult time doing that assignment or just decided to game the assignment. And we really hope that gives you the opportunity to address those issues with the student before much time has passed. You don't have to wait till collecting a lot of papers to find out that they were just gaming the whole assignment. The last one is ungraded. It's the story. They'll show up here in a big column. You can read all the answers to the open response in one place and respond to the students accordingly. So that's the report. What you don't want to forget to do, if you want those grades in your gradebook in Google Classroom, is click on Upload Grades. And then that'll put those grades into the Google Classroom. So we know that one student had a 56. So now when I go back to Google Classroom, I can update this to show that assignment. I have one returned. That was the student who, that is the grade that I pushed in. And when I go to this button, this shows me the lesson in Google Classroom. This will take me back to the reports from the app. This link here, the one up above, the large one, will take me to the Google Classroom gradebook. And so if you scroll down, you'll see, and I know that you can't, my video is in this corner, so I'm going to move this over. There's the 55. And so you can see that 55 there from the student's grade. And then now, one thing you can do is you can override the grade. You can put a grade in yourself, and that grade will show up instead. And we will never change it again if you push it again. So once student 1 is finished, if student 1 does it late, you have to go back to the report and then click on put the grades into your grade book. So good. Well, have fun. Enjoy getting all this data.